Clause 2, which has not featured so far in the argument for the court. Article 97 Clause 2 is in these terms. Notwithstanding paragraph G of Clause 1 of this article, a merger of parties at the national level sanctioned by the party's constitutions or membership of a coalition government of which his original party forms part shall not affect the status of any member of parliament. So the point being sought to be made from Article 97 Clause 2 is that even a merger of political parties in the life of any parliament has no effect whatsoever on the status of a member of parliament. Thus, if today the NDC and CPP, respectively, come together, okay, because I don't want to seem, okay, sound right. So I would prefer a merger between the MPP and CPP as occurred in 1996. So, respectively, indeed, the implication is that if in the first Parliament of Ghana, the MPP had elected to contest parliamentary elections, which we all know from history that it did not. And in the course of the life of that parliament, as actually occurred, a merger between CPP and MPP occurred. The status of a member of parliament standing the ticket of MPP as an MPP MP shall not be touched, shall not be affected by the constitution. So if indeed MPP and CPP had come by an arrangement, as they did actually in 1996, that for the Elembele constituency, the MPP will not contest, and the CPP rather will contest, which indeed was the case. But the MPP at that time already had a sitting member of parliament in the Elembele constituency, and by virtue of that had more or less ceded his interest or right to a CPP member. Respectively, that would not necessarily result in a vacation of the seat of the member of parliament. So if indeed on account of Clause 2 of Article 97, it has been decided that for constituencies already held by the MPP, for the purpose of the upcoming election, those candidates or those members of parliament shall contest on a ticket of CPP or a different political party. Article 97 Clause 2 suggests clearly that the status of such members of parliament as MPs shall not be altered. So especially this, in my respectful view, fortifies the proposition we make that any decision by a member of parliament to change his political identity for an upcoming election shall not necessarily result in a vacation of that member of parliament seat. I don't know if I'm making myself sure. I'm moving. So, right. So, apart from that, I'll refer the court to Article 47, Clause 5 of the Constitution, which is also a further indication. 47, Clauses 5 and 6 of the Constitution, which talks about alteration of the borders or boundaries of constituencies. So the point is that the Constitution, as I indicated, anticipates that the change in the composition of Parliament or the change in an anticipated composition of Parliament in the future shall have no effect presently. And that's supported by Article 47 Clause 5, which vests the Electoral Commission with the power to review the divisions of Ghana into constituencies at intervals of not less than 7 years. Especially as we stand before the court. Indeed, the number of constituencies for the upcoming 2024 elections has been altered by the Electoral Commission. Rather than 275 constituencies, we will have 276 constituencies in the December 2024 elections because of the alteration of the boundaries of the Boem constituency, with the result that there has been a creation of a new constituency for what we call the South people, the Santo Kofi, Lolobi, and Akpafu area. Clearly, the alteration of the boundaries of the existing Boem constituency now has not affected the status of a member of parliament sitting as MP in the Boem constituency. That that alteration only has effect in the December 2024 elections. So the point I'm making is that it is so clear from the Constitution that whenever a member of Parliament decides to change his political identity, or indeed the Constitution itself seeks to enforce a change in the composition of Parliament for the next election, it has no effect in the current term. If that were the case, presently, the SAR people would vote now and elect their MP, but they cannot vote now and elect their MP. They must wait until December 2024. I'll quickly wrap up with a swift address of issue 3, which is whether or not the declaration by the Speaker of Parliament of 4 vacancies.
I have a question.
Right.
And my question is, what is the point of the provision in Article 97(1)(g)(h)? Why did the framers of the Constitution put them there?
Right. Right.
I know you have addressed it in your, if you don't mind. I know you have addressed it in your submissions, but I think that by reason of the last point made regarding Article 47(5), we need to have some light shed on
it. So the purport of Article 97(1)(g) is to prevent situations where a person in the life of a current Parliament seeks to alter his political identity. That is frowned upon by the Constitution. So that if a person comes to Parliament or having been elected as a member of Parliament for a specific term as an MPP candidate or whatever political party candidate, in the course of the term of that Parliament wishes to move to a different political party, the Constitution says that's prohibited. If the person also seeks to continue, and that is indicated by the use of words, seeks to remain in Parliament, if the person seeks to continue his tenure as an MP during that term of Parliament as an independent candidate, that's prohibited by the Constitution. Indeed, such situations have occurred in this country. It is not without history or antecedent. So clearly, the Constitution anticipated a change of one's political identity within the term of the current Parliament, and not an anticipation.
Mr. Dami, can you give us 1 or 2 instances where
such occurred?
Exactly. Historical antecedents.
Right. Especially in the first Parliament of Ghana, there were about 3 or 4 instances whereby my Lord, in the first Parliament, there were 3 or 4, no, the first Parliament, 1960, under the 1960 Constitution, there were 4 instances in which some members of Parliament crossed carpet or changed their political identity. There were the cases of J.A. Brima, Mumuni Bawumia, Tampuri, and the Tolona. They crossed carpet from the then governing CPP to join a different political party. Others also crossed carpet from the opposition party to the governing CPP. In view of that, the court would note that the 1960 Constitution had no such provisions at all. In view of that, for the very first time in 1969, a provision to that effect was enacted. And I refer the court to Article 75, Clause 2, Paragraph G of the 1969 Constitution. That's when it was introduced. It says every member of the National Assembly shall vacate his seat in the Assembly upon the dissolution of the National Assembly. A member of the National Assembly shall vacate his seat in the Assembly if J. he leaves the party of which was a member at the time of his election to the National Assembly to join another party. This was the first time, the Second Republic, that a provision like that was was introduced. The provision again was repeated in 1979 Constitution, and it was at Article 79. Article 79, paragraph I of the 1979 Constitution. I. It says, a member of Parliament shall vacate his seat in Parliament in I, if he leaves the party of which he was a member at the time of his election to join Parliament, to join another party. At the time of his election, to join another party. So that's it. Then the provision was repeated in 1982. It's like when the 1982 Constitution took effect, a situation like that occurred. And I refer the court to the circumstance of Alhaji Wayo Seni, Professor Wayo Seni, who crossed carpet from the party on the ticket of which he had been elected as member of Parliament to join another political party. At that time, the Speaker of Parliament indeed rightly ruled that he had vacated his seat. Especially this situation that we find ourselves in before the court had again occurred in Parliament, in the 7th Parliament. The Speaker of Parliament, just like the current Speaker, ruled that he had no vacation of seat. My respectful submission on that point is that such ruling was erroneous. The ruling that affected the status of Honorable my lady, I love because the gentleman suffered a lot. The last Parliament he was declared to have been to have vacated his seat. This Parliament again too, his seat has been vacated. One person. He suffered a lot. So my lady, and my point is that no matter the number of times an unconstitutional act is repeated, it does not ripen into constitutionality. This court has said in numerous cases. So yes, this court has said in numerous cases. It started from Foreign Attenjera up to the recent matter, the ex parte charge also. Yes, ex parte charge. 2007, 2008, Supreme Court of Ghana report, volume 1, at page 213. That an unconstitutional act, no matter the times repeated, especially, does not ripen into constitutionality. So the fact that the previous speaker had ruled that Mr. Isiema Mwaku had vacated his seat, and that is being sought to be used as a precedent today, does not mean that it's constitutional. Especially, I'll be done on this case.
You had only 3 issues.
Yes.
And you have addressed them.
Already, I say that the court has the power to issue orders, and the orders and directions issued by the court shall be binding on anybody at all. Ex parte charge, say, Republic vs. High Court, Fast Track Division, Accra, ex parte Commission on Human Rights and Civil Justice, which is an interested party. The court held at page 296 per Georgina Wood CJ that in relation to this matter, I think this was Dateba's ruling, Dateba JSC. Dateba JSC stated that in relation to this matter, we need to remind ourselves that there is no parliamentary supremacy under our constitution. Rather, it is a constitution that is supreme. As the interpreter of that constitution, this court's view of the meaning of a constitutional provision cannot be preempted by that of any other agency of the state. In short, a provision in the constitution means what the Supreme Court says it means, and not what even Parliament has declared it means. I end on this note. The Supreme Court's power to interpret the constitution has been long upheld from Benjamin Awuno Williams 1970, over 54 years ago, up to date. The constitution means what the Supreme Court says it means. End of matter. Thank you very much.
Zagati. It has been expressed that around the table that you are not allowed to speak, and yet the Attorney General has spoken extensively. I'm sure there's nothing you want to add. I'm very sure there's nothing you want to add.
My Lord, unfortunately, I agree with the sentiment that was expressed around the table, but I will not bore the court with adding anything.
We agree.
But I agree with the sentiment that was expressed. I think the Attorney General extensively referred to matters that was a statement of case without it being stopped. But you know,
Counsel, why are you pointing there? The sentiment actually came from this side. There, so you seem to be thinking it came from there.
My Lord, Justice Stanford, we know each other well. So I don't want to point someone.
I was the one who stopped you, and I had made that sentiment that I think that if the Attorney General has had so much time to speak, I think that if you want to add something further, you should be allowed.
I'll just add one thing. I think I'll just simply add one thing. What I'll add is that, my Lord, the provisions of the Constitution with regards to the underlying principles that is established with regards to democracy, the establishment of democracy. If we interpret Article 97(1) G and H, my Lord, just now go. No. I haven't talked about the organ. No, it is not. My Lord, you know, there's no art of finding a man's construction and a man's face.
Please finish your submission.
My Lord, should it be interpreted in a futuristic manner, it will totally undermine the rights of an individual to freedom of association. And Article 21 of the Constitution. It will mean that once you come into Parliament under one party or as an independent, you must remain there forever. That is simply, my Lord, what I want to add. And I thank you for the opportunity.
Mr. Gantis, so your memorandum of issues, the 8, you still think they are all germane to the matters we are hearing? The 8 issues that you've raised, you haven't said anything about it. Nobody has said anything about the memorandum issues. So I just want to know whether all the 8 issues that you've raised.
So, my Lord, just as the reliefs, we focused on the reliefs relating to Article 97(1) J and H. The memorandum of issues 2, we will end at issue 4.
But 5, 6, you've mentioned Article 97(1) J and H. So if you end 4, what are you telling us?
We consolidate 1 to 4 deals with the vacation of office. At the memorandum 5 deals with whether the Speaker has the power to do the ruling he gave or not. And my submission that he doesn't. We've addressed this sufficiently in our statement of case.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. I think I consider this issue to be very germane.
Okay. Thank you. Sit down.
Mr. Gatti, I think I missed something. Did you say you are relying on your first to fourth issues and abandoning the rest?
My Lord, I'm saying that first 1, 2, 3, 4 taken as one determines all the issues before the court.
So we should not expatiate on 5, 6, 7, and
What on
8.
not supposed to?
Pardon me?
Issue 5 is also relevant. Issue 5 is also relevant. We've addressed it extensively.
Issue 5 is also relevant.
Yes. And then issue 8. 6 and 7 can be abandoned.
The judgment of this court will be delivered tomorrow, 12th November 2020.
Lords are most grateful.
Lords, we are grateful. I mean, of course, being entirely the prerogative of the first defendant to file anything at all. Respectfully, I think that if the first defendant came before the court at the last agenda date, represented by counsel made representations before the court to file submissions at a certain point in time, elects not to do so, and then for no reason at all, elects also to appear before the court. Clearly, that is disrespect to the court. I made this observation because I'm the Attorney General, leader of the bar, and all that. Such conduct, with all respect, should not be tolerated by the court.
Leave it to us, Mr. Attorney General. Leave it to us. I would rather advise, as a member of the bar for which you are the leader, you should reach out to him at the close of these proceedings to find out if everything is all right.
Indeed, my friend, the Chief State Attorney, reached out to him on Friday to find out if processes had been filed by him. So now, I bet, hardly did we expect that he would not even show courtesy to the court by not showing up. Thank you very much.
Honorable Attorney General, I think at the last agenda, if my memory serves me right, you also said, when we asked that you should file processes, he said he had instructions to deal with the matters that he did, and then
he will go for further instructions.
So, if he has not been employed again,
no, but my recollection is that was before the firm agreement and then statement as to when the process should be filed by the court. That was before it came. But that's fine. But that's fine.
We have a lot
to deal with. That's fine. I'm very grateful. Right.
So if we retire
right.
because of the public interest in the matter, we should be able to serve the people in whose sovereignty reside.
Precise. I agree. I'm grateful.
Before you rise, my client, as we were arguing, the plaintiff came in, so we're grateful if it's possible.
We have signed the record.
Panel will be reconstituted. All rise.
na mwase se munya wutretwe yem yekofa Supreme Court is a no edibay. So in respect of the declaration and the pronouncement of 4 seats vacant by the Speaker of the 8th Republic, the 8th Parliament, that is Abbas Sumana Babin. Now, Obekaya and Chebia no declare 4 seats vacant. Now, the majority leader, Afeyo Maakye say, on Tiasie, I mean, Speaker, he said so or no, may declare these 4 seats vacant. I'm Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has not say on this very particular issue. And on which I say, Attorney General, sorry, Ira Godfrey Damina, sorry, Ekekane Sema on behalf of the government. I mean, Ekasaye, Emma precedents, Emma judges, Nibu Krabisane say, Sasem will be a sida, Oma who say be a sida, Emma Manfanto who say, Mumuni, Baumia, that is Yera, Vice President, Nepapa, in the first Parliament, Sadi Nibu Koso, Emma precedents, Ama, or Kananu de Kra, a CA, Ewo Parliament, in the 7th Parliament, Abrana, Professor Aaron Maakye, the Speaker of Parliament. Emma Nina Suseku Andrew Esiama Oye, the now 2nd Deputy Speaker of Parliament. At the time, I know award the New Patriotic Party, or call Prime Minister Lucius, or declared intention, or call as independent. No. Speaker Aaron Maakye, Ejna, Article 97, Clause 1, G and H, so he declared the seat vacant. But this time around, the argument has been on the floor of the Supreme Court. But what Supreme Court judges for no say, Nyami Adumochna, 12 o'clock. Asem we to be chatting time by 12 o'clock there. No more don't verdict about. Neya who said, indeed, the pronouncement by the Speaker of Parliament, Abbas Sumana Babin, say or declare the 4 seats vacant our Parliament no. Ebejina anase engineer. Nyami Adumochna 12 noon. Supreme Court some do verdict beba. Inti na ye twen say nyame adom ochina 12 o'clock no bibia betimi akoye dia ma intimi twen homra ye koba Maakye say His Excellency the former President John Dramani Mahama Asia Sofo Ewo Kumase will bring you a very comprehensive and detailed coverage of that particular event. Ye best see ya.
Ghana edition for about 5 million. Then your free senior high school ehon faso. Yemfasa abatui and more free SHS ehon buy. Etituaba Emma Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, where you're number 1 for ballot paper.
This ad is not about how convenient or easy to use our app is, although it is. It's not about how accessible our loans are, although they are. This isn't about how secure Affinity is, although security is our highest priority. We're a community of entrepreneurs, individuals, young people, and all doers. Affinity is about providing the necessary services and tools to help simplify the daily banking tasks customers rely on. Easy and accessible. Because banking doesn't have to be an inconvenience. With Affinity, you're in.
The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere.
Hey, 8K. Hey, you get an 8K. Get a packing from your Hey, wait.
You go put it on this time. This is my man. Good luck.
We are star 712 hash. It's what you follow. I'm on dialing the magic numbers. Star 712 hash. Now welcome to the luckiest. And now with me at ticket. You can buy for yourself or your loved one.
Mommy, tell mommy who's here.
You're buying for me, right?
Or who else?
Oh.
Let me choose buy tickets for others.
Love you, boo boo.
No, maybe straight to option 4. Now you need to buy tickets worth 50 Ghana to follow. Yes, you can buy random or prefer tickets. I'm choosing random tickets. Listen, if you buy the random ticket, The system chooses a random number for you. But if you buy the preferred, you get to input your own preferred 5 digits. 5.
Baby, give me your 5 numbers.
And how much are we buying?
Babe, look at the body and buy you.
With your body,
So
Hey, never. Tread cautiously. Now follow the prompts and prepare. Now the luckiest.
The luckiest is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform, not for persons below 18 years. TNCs apply.
Sɛ Ghanafoɔ nim na moto aba no ma Bawumia MPP bi mu a na kyerɛ sɛ ɔma to ama Nana Addo for his third term ɛno nti na ɔmofa kwati kwan biara so sɛ ɔmbɛbreki it no na ɔmakatakata dwiri porɔyɛ ne kanka ne tirim ɔden a ma Ghanafoɔ afam no
Bawumia gyina ha Bawumia bra w'anim Bawumia mse kɔnhyɛn a wobɛyɛ president a mɛnwan wo saa
Vote John Dramani Mahama for president. Trustworthy, honest, and reliable. Vote for change. Choose the umbrella. Vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
You dey sleep? That's Madina.
Sentuntum say wunna ma de jume ma wonsa.
Efrema be ma dani oba.
Ma wonsa.
Sentuntum ma sumuda ma wonsa.
That shall not slap. Having black mosquito quail. Come on, Tontom. Na empom wisie bebre. Na ema wo mowa. Na ema wo nhwem. Na ehwem.
Having insecticide spray. Eye hwam. Ne sanso kumwa wotu ene omo wia nyina. Now having naphthalene balls and having perfumed insect repellent no kumwa wia. Na senja hwam wechiri.
Having black mosquito quail. Empom wisie bebre. And say wo hene so. Ehwam kama. Kweno. Na jumo size no. Don't shit to me no.
And a heaven spray, heaven naphthalene balls, ni perfumed insect repellent no. Ekumwa mutu na wa nam from nothing just shanwechi.
Heaven dear, bakope.
Heaven dear.
Heaven dear.
Heaven dear. Bakope.
FDA aji edrede krato yatum.
Nkyekye efiri Gentleman Dental Clinic nkyekye a ubitimi anase anamoa ubitimi afaso ede abo wosen ehoban anamoa edikan no eyese every 6 months bia no ewose utimi koye dental checkup a ye frɛ no examination no na o doctor ehwehwe wonum ehu ehawa ekoso anamon ben na ewose utu
Gentleman Dental Clinic ye wo Koforidua Central Police Station enchen hwa babia market no ewo no enkran so a ye wonungwa usinungwa main lorry station Authority Street ne so na Atomic Down domekwa benya runabout no so takrade pipe ano Tadisco Junction ye ne OGN Bank na ne wo the same premises na Kachiman so ye wo magazine market kwan no so hwa opposite AY Ahmed na Udru Kumasi Abrepo Junction Total Filling Station wa free Total Filling Station na yabron sign no na edi ho direct opposite to the Methodist School ye adwuma free eda juada kopem eda memeda
anase ubetimi afre ya homa no e wo 055 913 9582
Masa adena mimi
Akwa ba betrase. Akwaba.
Adena wo shop mu ina mu aye hwe sei.
Medua. Wakai me yawo. Meni wa ne wa. Ena me kobo bosia wo sika krabia se me di be hye adwuma we mu kina. Meni e me wie ye ni o. Sika krabia for the third time. Me ji me wenje. Bosia me kobo ya fibia interest rate 40%. Hey! Exchange rate intimi ndi dwangu shop him. And $15. Adichia 16. Afe kradi e ko 70 a day. Okoto ade wazi de ene. Ojira me ko de 10 cedi. Menu ya mitimi fa plan so. Electricity bill, water bill, come. Bosia na me kobo enu so amitimi tua. Me jeti enu so nyina hye bibia. Oh, ojifo wa hini. Wana ne be yimi afio awimo. Bro, adwuma na me be yo.
Hwɛ wasetena moto abapa a ɛde sisiamo papa bɛba wabrabo to aba ma John Mahama ne
ɛtɔ fam a na wo so wonye nkyeremu deɛ sɛ na ɛfata. ɛno nti ɛna Onua All Sports asan ababiom kaya ho adwade bia obra yɛ sinkonya ne ɛde major issues ni nyina ato fam ɛde ama wo sɛ yɛ goals.
Jackson, brilliant. Palmer, the lob's on and it's in. Of course it is.
Say you saved.
Opportunity shot takes a deflection. It's the crossbar and the rebound for the save.
Say you can't.
To pick up the ball there, Shen, and then Shen got really.
Nina, Onua All Sports. English Premier League, the German Bundesliga, Italian Serie A, the French Ligue 1, and the Spanish Premier La Liga EA Sports, Ghana Premier League, Women's League, Champions League, any all sporting disciplines there. And no honey Onua All Sports. Kami, Isaac, and San Apija. Minima Apija for Solomon Amanko, the Superman. Adipa GH, Nefa Onua All Sports and Remo. Onua All Sports, Eja Theatre.
Onua All Sports, Edra Debia, 9 p.m. Ewo Onua TV so.
Onua TV, ye dwene ho pa. Onua TV, ye dwene ho pa.
And we will have transparent, free, credible elections in Ghana.
And from a full bebo, and for a bottle with the Ubomo, and what Ghana ha, far what to answer, yet the bottle with the Ubonina, Ebebro.
GAD, say about battle dia. Ubenya ne ope. Say bibi bia fa battle ho bia no. Ye de bebrel.
E ba no se me fa abatto ho. E fa ho ni susan so a e de bebrel. GAD, ya kwadru abatto mu yie, eno nti ye se ne fata ye de bebrel.
Wafi aba ye kwoto ibu e won central drum mu no yen ye sere so ene sie. Wone to ne kan ene ne bobo.
Apaye, wabatto afe.
All right, yeah, no, we say na yema mwakwaba biem. Beyond Supreme Court, esi edidi. Si enyeska etue bottom na de. Eti mame ma oska kakra na fatu bottom. *439#. *439#. Na menchen kofo beye 4.5,000 Ghana cedis each. Sisia *439#. Me pacho ekofo 5 ebedi 1,000 Ghana cedis sisia etibesro dial *439# sisia na wafa option number 3 me no ka say me mo bi 1,000 sisia ansa na yato ye komodo kra so we sika ofia akransu sika no e ofia we dede enye kasatintin bia it is *439# option number 3 me no ka say obi edi 1,000 Ghana cedis 1,000 Ghana cedis 1,000 Ghana cedis. Akwa show bi bottom sisi ya. Number na wadi 1,000 Ghana cedis no 0548 0548 204